We also say good night to the other candidates of the New Democratic Party that are with us tonight. We say good night to Dr. Kishore Shallow, all the way from North Leeward, is here with us tonight. We also have your candidate, your representative for the constituency of West St. George. Faye Hall, boom, boom, please welcome and say good night to your own Kishaka Cupid. We also acknowledge the presence of the treasurer of the New Democratic Party, Luan Hadaway. Also here with us tonight, we have the president of the Women's Arm, Ronya Balcom, is here with us tonight. Give them a round of applause. And you will be hearing from the president of the Women's Arm tonight here. Later on tonight, we should be joined by the president and leader of the New Democratic Party, and of course, the next Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Godwin Friday, will be here with us tonight. Folks, if there's anybody missing, just let me know. Of course, other members and executive members, as well as chairpersons, well-wishers, supporters of the New Democratic Party. Good night to each and every one of you. Glad to have you here tonight. For those of you following on social media, good night, and remember to like and share the live. Spread the message of the New Democratic Party. We are in election mode. And as you've been seeing from the various political meetings and village meetings of the New Democratic Party, the turnout has been strong. The support has been overwhelming. And I want to tell you and remind you to keep that momentum going straight to the polls on election day, and let us vote for the change and make a difference in this country. Enough talk. Time for action, ladies and gentlemen. And the time is coming close. But we in the New Democratic Party will continue to spread the message of hope and change for a better St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So what I want to do, because we're off to a little late start, to those of you who are listening via radio, via Nice Radio, we thank you so very much for tuning in and being a part of this meeting tonight. Those of you viewing via social media, as always, we're glad to have you. Let's go straight into the meeting tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Our first speaker, I would like to welcome to the podium to get it started. She has been delivering powerful after powerful messages right here on the platform for the New Democratic Party at the various village meetings. She is, ladies and gentlemen, one of the strong female voices in the New Democratic Party. And of course, she is also the president of the Women's Arm. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause and welcome Ronya Balcom.
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move.
Good night, boom, boom. Yes, we have to cherish some of these quite unique names for our communities in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Good night to the entire West St. George constituency. It is indeed a pleasure to be here tonight. Protocol already being established. I crave your indulgence while I adopt the protocols. Give it up for honor our very own Kishaka Cupid, the next representative for West St. George. It's pretty tight here tonight, very busy. All blessings indeed. Now down to business. It is indeed, again, a pleasure to be here on behalf of the New Democratic Party's Women Arm to acknowledge our very own Kishaka Cupid. We are so happy to have him in the New Democratic Party. He is among a set of great candidates, arguably one of the best slate of candidates in the history of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, in my opinion. Of course, I'm not in any way belittling the contributions of our former members, but who have, of course, rest in peace, most of them. But definitely, we have to encourage our new leaders among the New Democratic Party. We have, for instance, and why I would say that, these candidates have distinguished themselves in their communities and in their respective professions. For instance, we have honorable, forgive me, I'm jumping ahead of myself with the honorable. I guess we're all excited to get into Parliament, yes? We have Dr. Kishore Shalu, all the way from North Leeward, President of the Cricket West Indies. That is indeed an admirable feat for a young man. And for him to be on the New Democratic Party ticket, we're of course very much excited to have him. We have a team of educators, our very own breath of fresh air, Honorable Senator Siobhan John from North Windward. We have Andrew Teach John. We have our very own Terence Oliver. We have Conroy Huggins, a lot of educators under our belt. We have former managers, for instance, our very own Laverne Gibson Velox from neighboring East St. George. We have lawyers. Our very distinguished president, Honorable Dr. Godwin Friday, is one such lawyer. We have Israel Bruce. And of course, we have our very own Kashaka Cupid. He, as an assistant controller of customs, is very in tune with the state's pocket. And by being on the New Democratic Party ticket, he is going to assist us to make sure there's a more symbiotic relationship as it relates to taxation here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Now, I may not seem like myself tonight, because there is something that is weighing very, very heavily on my heart tonight. It weighs very heavily. Just this week, again, violence against women makes the headlines in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It is very, very painful. Our women are becoming an endangered species in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And it hurts me because as a mother of 5 children, 5 girls at that, I cannot imagine how our society is descending negatively. It is indeed a tough time to be a woman in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. On the government side, we have had 3 members of parliament on the ULP side that have made the headlines for violence against women. 3 of them. No sanctions. They get away with it and it pervades down, it trickles down to our society. As they say, if the head rotten, everything else is rotten. St. Vincent and the Grenadines women, our women, we are the majority voters in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It is time for us to make our voices heard and say no more to violence against women. We need a Cupid in Parliament. We need love in this country. And that is why Cupid cares, and he's the right man for this job. The right representative for West St. George. The time is now. We have in St. Vincent and the Grenadines a serious challenge before us. Academic-wise, school just reopened. And we hear that the Dr. J.P. Eustace Secondary School has to be closed because of termites. So while our Minister of Education is busy eating the food, termites busy eating the school. This cannot be right. Cupid is not here to eat a food. He is here because he cares, and he cares very much for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And while we are on names of our nation builders, it seems to me that the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines is making a mockery of these legends. The state of the institutions that you've named after these men and women is deplorable. Look at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. Our healthcare is in crisis. Don't be fooled by the building of the new hospital. We would have to welcome it. And when the new Democratic Party gets there, we are going to run it and run it efficiently. If we have to finish building it, we will. There is mold at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital, and a female doctor that spoke up about it was deported immediately. So you can't talk. I'm told ants in the hospital as well. I saw crabs when I went there. Land crabs, that is. These are trying times. Our people deserve better. We have women who have suffered miscarriages being housed in the same ward as women who have children. What about the psychological impact on these women? To see someone else can nurture their children while you have to be there recovering for the loss of your own. Nobody comes there, no professional, to give them advice or guidance. We are in a crisis. It is time for somebody who cares. We have heard our Honorable Daniel Cummings echo the sentiments of the importance of healthcare here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the need to develop the NIS to assist with covering healthcare. Not everybody in St. Vincent and the Grenadines can fly out at the snap of a finger to dress a wound. It's hard. Look at the mother the other day, her child suffering from appendicitis, and the child keep being sent home and home until she can go home no more. These are trying times to be women in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and I'm calling on you women to stand up and stand out. The housing, we see them parading on API. I will call what I observe PR decor. When I do something, I do it to the best because I want the best for other people. You look at the faucets that they're putting to turn on the taps. Regular tap that you see on a standpipe. In the roof, regular sockets. No sort of improvement. Because you would have taken people from a board house to a wall house means that you won't take them all the way. People deserve better. You do not celebrate mediocrity. We are in the 21st century, and women, we can make a difference. And with a strong women's arm behind the new Democratic Party, book it and sure, there will be the change. I have seen our very own Kashaka Cupid speak about the ills of the community, the bad roads. Going up to Daphne the other day, I could hardly see where I'm going. Poor lighting, the same potholes I passed as a child, they're still there today. How are we better off? Coming here to bum the amount of potholes as well. Make it make sense. We are investing so much money. They're coming to the parliament year in, year out, asking for more and more, and less is being done. They have to account. It's now or never. We have the government giving out laptops. We welcome them every year. But the parents still have to line up to buy books. Why are these books not made digital? The workbooks, yes, you purchase them because you have to continue to write. But the textbooks that you read, why aren't they being made digital? Grenada is already leading the way. You know how expensive it is to purchase textbooks now? Parents, Are you with me? These are trying times. The government complains about the population. A few months ago, they would have taken, what you call that? I'm so sorry. They would have taken birth control, my apologies, out of the clinics because they want the population to increase. But look, we have children begging on the street. Make it make sense. It's a trying time, and that is why we cannot in West St. George be bombarded by someone just interested in eating the food. During the vaccine mandate, I understand his very own sister was fired. You were there busy eating the food while your sister went on the breadline? How could that be right? That is why Kashaka Cupid Cares is the man for the job. Under a new Democratic Party, the use of these laptops will have to be introduced in the schools. It makes no sense that you provide them with the instrument and they're not being used. The new Democratic Party will make it make sense. And again, as we have assembled an awesome team to ensure that we represent St. Vincent and the Grenadines well. Yellow is the code. The symbol is the key. Come election day, I beg you, West St. George, vote for NDP. Vote overwhelmingly for Kashaka Cupid. God bless and have a good night.
Yeah. All right, and always say like you're sticking with me tonight, fugitive. Play the tune for the people, man. Let we go.
Bring back the community together.
We doing it tonight for Kashaka Cupid. How we doing it?
Friday. Bring back the loving, see, oh God.
Yeah, man.
Friday, oh God.
All right. Folks, the New Democratic Party has been having village meetings after village meetings after village meetings, and the turnout and the support of the people for the New Democratic Party has been overwhelming and encouraging, and it's of course reinforcing that the people are ready to put a New Democratic Party in office. You have seen that most recently down in North Leeward, where tonight he is here with us. Dr. Kishore Shallow had a massive meeting down in North Leeward. But that's just one example of the many meetings that the NDP has been having. You notice up to now you can't hear the other side say they have one village meeting. It's a whole bunch of in-house meetings they having in small venues, trying to pack the people and them in. They just had one recently by the Russell's Auditorium because they're afraid to come out in the public and meet the people. They're afraid to come out in the villages and meet the people because they know exactly what they're going to hear. It is time for NDP. It is time for a change. Enough is enough, and time for them to go. So coming all the way from North Leeward tonight, ladies and gentlemen, to champion the cause for your candidate, the person you will vote in the polls come election day. Please welcome Dr. Kishore Shallow to endorse your candidate, Kashaka Cupid. Welcome, Dr. Shallow.
Go on with it, go on with it. Yo, is it? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So we are coming with a force, yeah. Blessings we are reap and we coursing on full. Oh, we no rise and boast. Yeah, we give thanks like we need it the most. We have to give thanks like we really supposed to be thankful. Blessings all for my life and my
Thanks. Thanks, Fuji. Thanks, Colin. Good night, everyone. How are you feeling tonight? You good? I must admit, I still have a little hangover from last night. I think I could be forgiven for that, right, Luan? Special greetings to all who have journeyed from all over the country to be here to support our brother Kashaka. Also, I want to recognize my esteemed colleagues leading us at this moment. I don't think Dr. Friday is here just yet. So our leader in his absence is obviously. Oh, Doc Rich. All right, good night, Doc. Welcome. Major and all the others, special greetings. Come, Doc. Come, Doc. Welcome, 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 Doc. Welcome, Doc. So the full team is here to support our brother. Now, briefly, I want to talk about the new economy first, and then I'm going to tell you about my brother Kashaka and why I stand in solidarity with him. The unemployment rate is obviously quite high in our country. And this is not something we celebrate by any means. The crime rate is high. The healthcare system is in critical condition. And if you go across the other sectors, whether it's agriculture, whether it is tourism, the healthcare system and the others do far better than they have been performing over the last few years under this administration.
Whether it is tourism,
And it is in that
the
context,
others,
the
they could do
context
far
of how do we
better
advance
they have
our
been
country.
performing over the last few
I
years
want to
under this
speak
administration.
about the new
And it
economy,
is in that context,
particularly this evening,
the context
sports
of how
tourism.
we advance our country. I want
Now,
to speak about
it is very
new economy,
important
particularly
that
this
every one of
evening,
us understands
sports tourism.
what we have been missing out on over the last
Now,
25 years or so. Because sports tourism
very
is by no
important
means
that
new.
every one of us understands
But in
what
the
we have been
region,
missing out on over the
especially in
last
St. Vincent
25 years or
Grenadines,
so. Because
we have
sports tourism
failed to
by
enjoy
no
the
means
benefits
new.
of sports tourism. And for different reasons, you may ask why. Especially when I tell you that the value of sports tourism globally is well over 500 billion US dollars. In fact, the last value given was over 600 billion dollars in
US
2023.
In fact, the last
With a projection
value given was
by
over
2032
$100
toward over
billion
$2 trillion
23.
US dollars. And so you may ask
The
yourself,
projection
why hasn't
by
St. Vincent and the
2032
Grenadines
toward
engaged
$2
in sports
trillion
tourism in the context of the
And
new
so you
economy?
may ask yourself,
Now, I
why
could tell you the
hasn't
straightforward
St. Vincent and the
answer.
Grenadines
One is
engaged
incompetence by this
in
government that
sports
has been in
tourism
power for 25
in the
years.
context of the new economy?
And the other is a simple fact
Now I could tell you the straightforward
that
answer.
the priority of this
One
government
is incompetence
has never
by this
been to
government
empower
in power.
Vincent